Producer. How's that for?
Producer, where are you going? Oof. Producer, I need you to, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, welcome. Welcome everyone to the live. Let's just wait for a few more people to get in. And it's crazy how we're talking about childcare in Panama, and I need childcare right now. So we're just gonna let everybody know. We're gonna wait a few minutes for everybody to get in. Yeah. I literally have 29 minutes, so. Oh my gosh, girl, I thought you was sleeping. What happened? Little Miss Gigi is basically staring at me when she should be sleeping right now, but we're gonna push through. We're gonna push through this alive. Okay, guys, let's see. We'll just wait until a few more people get into the live before we start, because I know that once people start coming into the live, they're gonna have questions and they're gonna want to ask questions, right, Mama? All right. How come I can't see? You know, I gotta call my producer, Mr. Amir, because I can't see who's in this live. Maybe I need to enter myself. I'm about to find my producer, Amir, guys. How's the quality so far? Hi. Mine is not sleeping. She is just in everything right now. She's in everything. How do you like the new quality on this live, guys? I was struggling trying to get it fixed. We still didn't get it fixed all the way, but this is good for now. We're gonna try, like, when we're not doing a live, we're gonna do a few testing to see if we can fix what we were trying to fix before. We got halfway through, so we're just pushing through on this live right now. Let's see. Okay, so this live is specifically going to be about childcare in Panama, and my daughter is all in my face, guys. Yeah, childcare in Panama. And then we'll go into like whatever other questions you guys may have. And Gigi wants to talk. First of all, how's the audio? How is the audio? Because I don't have my mic on, so I don't know if the audio is good. Let me get the audio together. Let me put the mic on. Okay, girl, we're gonna pick you up. You're gonna be in the camera. Yeah, see, look. Everyone's looking at you crying. Okay, good, perfect. I didn't have the microphone on, but we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get through this together, right, Mama? Okay. All right, Gigi needs to have a bedtime, and right now she doesn't have a bedtime. She goes to sleep whenever she feels like it. All right, so childcare in Panama. So basically, from my experience, guys, with childcare in Panama, she's sleepy. So, for example, when Amir first went to Panama, Amir was about 4. Well, before he turned 4, he was going back and forth. Mama. Okay. Before we actually lived in Panama, Amir used to go back and forth to Panama all the time. And he used to stay with my parents. And my parents would work, actually, like running the business or whatever. So they had to find... Guys, she was behaving so good before. Okay. You okay now? Okay. Yeah, so he was actually in daycare. So they do have daycare in Panama. Most people, if you live kind of like a certain lifestyle, they don't have daycare, they have nannies. A lot of people have live-in nannies that live in with you. I personally do not have a live-in nanny. I don't really want anyone living with me. So that never really was a choice for me. It never was really an option, not a choice. It was never an option for me to have a live-in nanny. But I do have a babysitter or a nanny that comes. She comes in at 10 o'clock because I don't really start working until about 10 o'clock. And she leaves. Mama, what happened? Look, everybody's looking at you. Look, look, look. Everybody's looking at you not behaving good. Look, 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 look. Uh-oh, the screen just went blurry. Guys, I don't know what happened to the screen. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. Wow, Gia. I don't know what in the world happened to the screen just now. But we're gonna figure it out. What? Guys, I don't know what is happening right now. Okay, I don't really know what's happening right now with the screen. Okay, baby girl. Let's try to figure out this screen situation. Executive producer. Okay, we figured it out. Sorry, guys. Okay, so most people have nannies. Now, how do you find a nanny? Most of the time, nannies are word of mouth. If I know someone or someone else that or in the neighborhood, they know someone, that's how they usually get nannies. Let me put on the air conditioner, guys. This is not going well. Okay. Yes. Okay, so most people have live-in nannies. Baby girl, why are you pulling on the microphone? Everyone's looking at you. You're not behaving. Okay, Gigi. Okay. Oh my God. This is why I need a nanny right now. Okay, baby. Okay. All right, we'll do it this way. All right, most people usually have live-in nannies, and the nannies usually, obviously, they live with them. They cook, they clean your house, they cook. I said that already, right? They literally are like, I don't even want to say a servant, but that's basically how they are. Especially the nannies that live in my area. That's what they have them do a lot. I can't see myself doing that to a person at all, like slaving them to that point. It's just not in my. What, baby girl? It's just not in my. I just can't be like that to people. But believe it or not, a lot of these people, they do treat them like that, where they have to do so much and take care of like 5 kids, 5 kids. Me personally, yeah, no, I don't have my my babysitter cook for me. She doesn't cook for me. She does tidy up around the house, and she does take care of the baby. So yeah, that's what really like childcare is about. And usually you pay them. It kind of depends on if the baby is like a newborn baby like her, or if they are older and they can do for themselves. You kind of tend to pay them less money. I want to be honest with you, and I want to tell you how much I personally pay my babysitter. But because this is public and she watches the channel, I don't want to put her business out there. So I'm actually going to leave her salary in the membership tab so you guys can get an idea more or less how much it is that you would pay for a childcare. Now, daycare centers. In areas like Brisas, they are a lot of childcare centers, because most of the people that live in those type of areas, like if you live in Brisas, if you live in Costa del Este, if you live in areas like Obarrio, certain parts of Obarrio, depending on where you live, there is more childcare facilities available. Hi, thank you for the support. There is more childcare services available, and childcare is super cheap, guys. Like, especially if you have children that are like that can do for themselves, like they're talking like toddlers. It's no more than, I want to say, $300 a month. Now that is cheap, because when I had Amir in the States and he was going to daycare, and daycare he was what, 18 months old, I was paying like $650 a month. And then it actually, like, after a certain amount of time, it ended up becoming more money. So that's what like childcare is mostly like. People usually just find nannies, because if you think about it, if you're gonna pay someone $300 a month and they're cooking, cleaning, and doing all of that, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it is $300 a month. I'm just using a ballpark figure. Yeah, I know. Trust me. Like I said, I don't want to put out my babysitter's business, so I'll just put it in the community tab. But yes, childcare, and it kind of depends. Like I said, it depends on what you want the person to do for you. So, like, if you want her to cook and clean, you may want to add a little bit more. Now, if you need someone to like clean your house, right? And I'm talking about if you live in I want to say middle-sized house, you can afford someone to come clean your house with a minimum of $20 a day. And I'm saying if you have like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. Girl, I'm glad that you could come into this live, but again, it might get a little crazy because Gigi is definitely in the live today and she's not really in a good mood. She's not in a good mood at all. She was just turning up. But yeah, so if you need someone to like clean your house, you can get a cleaning person for a minimum of $20 a day. And that means that includes everything: cleaning your bedroom, if you have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, outside, inside, for $20 a day. I personally have, and this is just me, and the reason why I want it this way, I'm not telling you that you have to have it this way, but me personally, I have a babysitter, and she does, like I said, she doesn't clean, she doesn't cook for me. I cook for myself because my son, and I'm very particular with the food that I eat. But she doesn't cook for me, but she clean. She doesn't even clean. She like tidies up. But I do have a cleaning lady that comes in and she gets in. Like when I need a deep cleaning, she cleans. And I have a 2-bedroom. I have not 2-bedroom. I'm sorry. I have a 2-floor, and I have 3 bedrooms upstairs, 1 bathroom downstairs, and 5 bathrooms. Don't ask me why I have so many bathrooms, but I have a lot of bathrooms. And she charges me $30 a day. And that's cheap, because for my sister to find someone to clean her house, and she lives in an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, they're easily charging her like 2 something. Wow, $250 for 2. No, I believe you. I believe you. Cleaning services in the States is expensive, but it's not in Panama. Literally, like what I would suggest to anyone, and this is just my personal opinion, if you're gonna go to Panama, try to, and I don't even know if I should be saying this, but if you could sustain a minimum of, let's say, $20,000 a year, $20,000 a year, US dollars a year, you can live very well. You can live very well on $20,000 a year. $20,000 a year in New York City. you are living in poverty, basically. Okay? Poverty. I know I met another place that I heard. I don't know because I haven't been there. I met someone who had told me that their daughter, yeah, that is poverty. I met someone that has a daughter and she told me that her daughter moved to Mexico. So I'm hearing that now in Mexico, there's a lot of expats moving to Mexico. Would I personally want to live in Mexico? No, I don't think so. But I see a lot of black people moving to Mexico. So don't get me wrong. Whoever wants to move to Mexico, by means. Another place that I would actually move to, but unfortunately I can't afford it, is Dubai. I would definitely live in Dubai if it was cheaper. Oh, definitely. New York City is poverty. Like $40,000 a year in New York City is poverty. You're like barely making it. You need at least $250,000 a year to live in New York comfortably. Um, this girl is wetting up all my shirt. Now, health insurance. So now, the way the health insurance thing works in Panama is that you definitely have to do a physical before you get your health insurance, and they will. And unfortunately, insurance companies, no matter if you are in Panama or if you are in America, insurance companies are robbery. Okay, insurance companies, they like to stick up kids. Okay, they don't ever want to pay for anything. Luckily for me, when I did have my daughter, most things, yes, they want to check pre-existing conditions. And if you are older, even like with house insurance, like if you buy a house, it's really difficult. And I'm going to tell you this. This is just what I've experienced, okay, and what I know and what families experience. If you are an older person and you try to purchase a home as a foreigner, you have to put down, I think, 50% of the home. So, if, like for example, if you are trying to get a house for $250,000, they want you to come up with $125,000 upfront before you could even get a loan because of your age. So Panama could be very ageist. It could be a very ageist country when it comes to buying homes, when it comes to the insurance. Yes, they check to make sure you don't have any pre-existing conditions. And if you do, they won't cover it. So for example, I had kidney stones. They are not covering anything that has to do with kidney stones for me. Okay? Look at that, baby. So that is why I would say this, and this is my personal opinion. I know a lot of you have an issue with the way things are going in the United States, but I would say don't completely be like F the US. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. You know how they always say don't burn a bridge? You don't want to burn a bridge. Okay, it's kind of that same thing. Yes, you can pick up, you can leave, you can go to another country and live your life. But when you go to countries like Panama or Guatemala or like just certain countries, you want to be careful with medical. So, for example, just give you my personal example. I had kidney stones. a history of kidney stones. Insurance company does not want to cover kidney stones. So guess what? I have to come back to the U.S. I have to come back to the U.S. to deal with kidney stones. Yes, you do have to consider all of that. I'm not saying that Panama does not have good doctors, because they do have good doctors. But you also have to keep in mind that going to see these good doctors, it costs. And although it doesn't cost as much as it would cost in the US, things do add up. So for example, a doctor visit might be $20, right? You may pay $20 to go see a doctor. But now imagine if you had actually like a real issue and you have to keep going to see the doctor. That's $20, $20, $20, $20. That adds up. So, you might want to keep that in mind as well. Because even if, like for example, I'm from New York, even the public hospitals in New York is a little bit better than some of the public doctors in Panama. Public hospitals, I'm sorry, in Panama. And I'm just being honest, okay? This is not to try to down anything or down any situation. I'm just being honest. Dentistry is a lot cheaper. You can get braces. You can get your teeth cleaned. I got a teeth cleaning. What happened, baby girl? I got my teeth cleaning for $20. Even if you were supposed to get a whole bunch of dental work, it wouldn't cost you no more than $1,000 in Panama. I know people. I met this guy on a plane. He was coming from New York City, as a matter of fact, and he was going to Panama to get his teeth done because his teeth were really messed up, and it was costing him way too much money to get them done in the States, even with health insurance. What's going on, baby? Okay, baby. So yes, dental work is a lot cheaper in Panama. Getting braces is a lot cheaper in Panama too. Especially because honestly, most people that wear braces in Panama, they don't wear braces because they actually need it. It's actually a sign of status. Yeah, I can imagine. I wouldn't go. I don't know about Peru though. I don't know nothing about Peru. The only thing is that when you get certain cosmetic surgeries done, out of the country, you just got to be careful. You got to know where you're going because you can't sue. That's another thing. If you get jacked up, you get jacked up. You can't sue anybody. There's no such thing as a lawsuit. Okay? And even if you try to sue somebody, you have to have money in order to sue them. So you have to put up money, and lawyers in Panama are scamming. I'm just saying, I gotta tell the truth. I can't have my people going through what I went through, child. Another example, for example, although it is a lot cheaper, like for example, she's so sleepy and she doesn't want to go to sleep. My daughter had to go to get her shots in Panama, right? And she has health insurance. We have health insurance. Baby gets help. She's so sleepy. Look at her, y'all. Look at her. I think people are scared of backlash. That's why they don't really talk about this part of it. And I mean, I get it. You don't want to offend anybody, but I'm telling you, if I had someone to guide me and to tell me half the things that I was going to experience. Thank you. I think I would have made different decisions. I mean, I still would have moved to Panama, yes. Okay. She's so sleepy. Okay. I still would have moved to Panama, but I would have moved differently. Thank you. Yeah, she's so sleepy. I never understood why babies, when they're sleepy, they just don't go to sleep. Close your eyes and go to sleep. It's always a fight. But anyway, so yeah, so that's something that you might. Oh, so this is what I was telling you guys. When I had when my daughter was born, she had to go to. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. I'm sorry. She had to go get her shots, right? So they gave her first shot in the hospital when she was born. Does she sleep through the night? I'll be lying to you. Well, it depends on what time she goes to sleep. If she goes to sleep right now, she's not sleeping through the night. Most of the time, she goes to bed at like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. She'll sleep till like 10 o'clock, wake up, have her bottle, and go back to sleep and wake up at like 1 o'clock. I gotta train her. But this is I'm gonna tell you guys this story, and when I tell you this story, you can figure out, you can take whatever you need to take from it. But this is just to give you a realistic expectation on what to expect. Because I think a lot of times people think like, oh my God, it's so much cheaper, so much cheaper. But if you don't have the means to sustain a certain lifestyle, or if you don't have an income that's coming in constantly, then you could get caught up. But this is exactly what happened. So I had my daughter at this hospital. The hospital was amazing. I'm not even gonna lie to you and make it seem like I had a very bad experience, because I did not. Like the doctor's visit, the way that staff treated me, I was treated like a queen, right? But when I left, the insurance company told me that I was covered fully, so I wouldn't have to pay out of pocket for anything else, right? So I was like, okay, cool. So they gave me a list of different hospitals that I could choose from. So obviously, I picked the best hospital out of all of them. I got pre-approved, but I will say this though, because I don't like to tell half stories. I got pre-approved because I was supposed to have a regular vaginal delivery, right? And they told me that I only had to pay $300. So I said, okay, perfect. Like $300 just in case any extras, $300, perfect. Got checked in, paid the $300. Well, you could pay the $300 before, but then when I was actually admitted, they asked for the $300. Paid the $300 because that was supposed to cover whatever. I don't know why I keep on yawning. I'm sorry, guys. And then I had the baby. So I ended up having a C-section. I had a C-section because I wouldn't dilate, and I didn't want to be. I was already in the hospital too long. Like I was getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, whatever. I wanted out. So I had a C-section, had the baby, cool. Now by the time it was time for me to check out, right, I ended up having to pay another $1,200 on top of the $300. So let's say that was $1,500 I had to pay out of pocket. Granted, it was cheaper than me giving birth in the States with my insurance, but one thing I will say is that even in the States, they have something that you can apply for Medicaid. There's no government programs that's helping anybody in Panama, just so that you could just be mindful that there is no government assistance programs that's going to be helping you like in America is. So when you are going to move, or if you do decide that you're going to leave and go to another country, it's important to just have these things in the back of your mind. I mean, government assistance programs, some people never had it, so they don't really care about it. But, you just never know. You just never know. So this is why I said that it's important for you to have income to sustain your lifestyle. Definitely have a savings, a cushion. So God forbid something happens like this, you have money put away to cover those expenses. So I had to pay the $1,500, and that was for me. And then I had to pay $80 for the baby. So they said that the $80 was because I always wanted to know if you think moving to Panama with 3 kids is a good idea if you don't have your own business. Honestly speaking, having your own business is not really all that it's cracked up to be because your income is never the same. Like today you could have it and then tomorrow you don't. I would say you can move to Panama with 3 kids if you have some type of income. Listen, if you're doing something online, find a job, an online job where you can have like an income, a steady income. So for example, if you're teaching online, teaching English online, I know there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of sites that offer English, where people don't have to leave their house. You could do it virtually. You could do that. You could do virtual assistants. I know that a lot of companies, they're looking for virtual assistants. So if you can find a job, if you can find a job where you are making stateside money, and I mean like even $20,000 a year, and you move, you'll be good. People that's living check to check. Okay, so for most Panamanian people, they pay something called seguro. Seguro is like insurance. Like if you would have a job provide for you, they have something called seguro. And so seguro, they take like, it depends on where the person works, but they would take like maybe like $10 to $20 a quincena, and quincena is every 15 days. That's the pay period. 15 people in Panama get paid on the 15th and the 30th. Most people, right? So with the seguro, they have specific doctors that they go to. They go to the seguro has their own doctor. That's what I'm saying. Can you hear me? Did the sound go out? Hold on. Can you hear me? Oh my God, no. All right, let me see if I can no, the sound didn't go out. The sound did go out. All right, let me try this. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Still can't hear me? No. Can you hear me now? Wow. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me get my producer. Okay. If I guess it's your connection, don't mind the spit. My baby was on me. Okay. So most Panamanians, I'm gonna just repeat it again because I know you guys were saying that the sound went out. But most Panamanians have something that they call seguro. So seguro is basically they take out the insurance out of their check. It's anywhere from $10 to $20 gets taken out of their check a mensual or quincenal. Quincenal is every 15 because most people get paid on the 15th and the 30th, right, in Panama. And then they go, if they have any type of sickness, the insurance has a specific hospital that they go to or specific clinics that they will go to take care of these people, and it's cheap. So it's like maybe like $5 to see the doctor. Medication is super cheap. The only problem with the seguro is that there's never any medication in the seguro. And the reason why there's usually never any medication in the seguro is because Okay, it's saying that my connection is unstable. Please wait while we try connecting. I don't know if you can hear me now because now YouTube is saying my connection is unstable. Okay, so that's the reason why most people in Panama, like local people, they're able to go to the doctor. But most people in Panama don't really go to the doctor until they feeling really, really sick. And I'm just speaking on experiences like with my family member, with my family. They don't usually go for like annual checkups, and they don't usually go for stuff like that. So yeah. Now, if you in the private sector, so people, obviously people with more money or people who have it or who can afford to go to the doctor, they yes will go for like their annuals and things like that. But most people in Panama, like local people, they go to seguro. And then another thing with the doctor, with the hospital that I want you guys to keep in mind, there's one particular hospital that I actually do not like. It's a private hospital. And the reason why I don't like it is because let's say you have an emergency and you need to go see a doctor, they will not allow you to see a doctor until you pay up front. To me, that is crazy, especially if you are in the medical field. Yeah, I'm all with the holistic preventative treatments as well. But unfortunately, the way most people eat, and I'm not even going to say only in Panama, I'm talking about everywhere in the world, we eat terrible. Like, so you literally got to be like in tune. Like, you really got to be like into it. But for the most part, most people are not into holistic treatments, especially in poor neighborhoods. Or I don't want to say poor neighborhoods, that sounds so bad. But in lower class neighborhoods, they're not into that. People just trying to figure out how to get by. Like I literally had a customer because she passed away. Her sister came to the store and said to me that her sister passed away because she had a lump in her breast and she never went to go checked out until she never went to go get the lump checked out until it was already too late. And she had the lump in her breast for years, but she never went and did anything about it because it wasn't bothering her at the time. And this is just an example. And I don't think this has anything to do with just people in Panama. I think people, especially when you come from, I want to say it's more like ignorance, just you just not knowing, or maybe they just don't care. They don't get checked out. I know him in New York. That's a big thing. Like even people that live in certain areas, they don't get checked out. They don't go for physicals. They don't go for uh, dental checks. They don't do those things. And it's kind of the same thing everywhere. I think it has to do with more so of a class thing. But that was just to like literally like answer your question about will I do more videos speaking in Spanish? I'm not going to do any videos really speaking Spanish because the people that follow me do not speak Spanish. So if I speak Spanish, then I'll be speaking to nobody because people barely will not understand. Like most of the people that subscribe to my channel don't even live in Panama. They live in the States and they speak English. I look at my analytics so I know. So yeah, no, that was definitely not a silly question. That was actually a really good question, honestly. And honestly, going to see a doctor yearly, that's something that was taught because growing up, my parents we always went for physical. Oh, it was, thank you. I want to do more fun videos, but I don't feel like anyone's really interested in my fun videos. Like, you guys only want to hear me talk about Panama all day long. And me living in Panama is it's just a part of my life. It's not exactly who I am. Like I have so much more to me than just me living in Panama. But yes, that's just honesty. But I don't want it to seem like I'm talking really bad about Panama because I'm not. Because obviously there must be something that has me still drawn there. Will I do more videos on Cologne? Like what kind of videos about Cologne do you want to see? Yeah, most people don't. Like they don't know about physicals. They don't want to go to. I used to work in a program. No lie, no lie. When I graduated college, I was working at this nonprofit organization, and it was a program that Bloomberg was. I don't think the word is sponsoring, but it was a Bloomberg program. And if for those of you who live in New York, you guys know who Bloomberg is, right? This program was literally paying families to go to the dentist, to go to the doctor, to go, like they were paying people to do these things. That's how much help you get in New York City. Black culture is not only, I get what you're saying, but Black culture is in Panama, period, not just only in Cologne. And honestly speaking, that a lot of Black people don't live in Cologne like they used to. Places to rent in Cologne or in the city. Sorry guys, I'm reading the comments and it's like, if you're going to rent a place in Panama, I would advise you to go through a realtor. I would advise you to go through a real estate agent, and I'm gonna just be very honest I'm gonna be very honest with you. No, but I like I said, if you're gonna rent, please. I know it may cost a little bit of money because you have to pay first month's rent and second month's rent and a deposit, but go through a realtor. Will you ever move back to the States? Why not? If I move back to the States, it will be um, when my parents go on into the glory. Yeah, because Cologne don't really have much. So for my parents, they were actually going to move to Florida when. Okay, so basically, what transpired was my mother lost her job, and because of her age, she used to work with stocks on Wall Street. And the company that she worked for, basically, everybody got fired. And because of her age, she couldn't find a job because the money. Let me turn off this air conditioner. Hold on. The money that my mom was getting, they weren't willing to pay her that because they were paying people with college degrees. They were paying people with college degrees the amount of money that they were paying my mom. So she wasn't able to find a job. And this was like what, 20 years ago? Yeah, I want to say like 20 years ago because Amir is 12, 12, um, Sorry, I turned back on the air conditioning. This white noise. Is it 20, like 15 or 20 years ago? I want to say they had moved back. So my mom couldn't find a job, and then my dad went out on disability because he had an accident at work. He used to work for Time Warner Cable. So because he couldn't go back to work, literally, like, how was he going to sustain his life? How was he going to stay? How were they both going to sustain the way they lived in New York? It was just too expensive. So they were going to go to Florida. They were going to go to Florida. And then, I don't know, my dad was like, you know what? Let me go back to my country. And at first, my mom was like, no, I'm not going back there. Then she decided that she was going to go back. Then she decided that she wanted to move to Cologne. And my dad was like, absolutely not. And then they end up settling. She's still sleepy. She does cat naps. Then they ended up, my father ended up buying a house in the city. And then she eventually realized that it was the wave to go to Panama. And so she ended up going to Panama. So definitely was not. Yes, Panama does look like Florida a lot. I'm sorry, guys. It definitely does look like Florida in some places, especially Miami. So if I do go back to the States, yeah, put in the yeah, yeah, no, my assistant is helping me. If I do end up going to the States, I'm going to go to Florida. What you want to do? Put that. Oh, I think. You don't want something? Use the hot water in there. I love hot weather, so it didn't really take me long to get adjusted. Huh? It should be right. All right. So the reason why I wouldn't go to Miami. Oh, baby. Okay. Okay. The reason why I think I would do Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I always see. Hold on one second, guys. The reason why I wouldn't, yeah, Florida, the whole United States seems very undesirable right now. Right now, if you have money, you could definitely buy something. Go back. The U.S. is very ghetto, very, very ghetto right now. I don't know if by the time, huh? No, you need to boil it. I don't know if by the time my kids get big or get older, it'll be less ghetto. All right, girl. Now she's hungry. Hopefully, it will be less ghetto, but right now it's ghetto. It's ghetto. Yes, the gun violence is very overwhelming. Not only is that overwhelming, I went to take my son to the doctor And when I went to take him to the doctor, they asked him if he smoked. And I was just like, he's 12. What do you mean does he smoke? He told me that the US right now has a very um a issue with something called vaping. Yeah, I'm saying when my kids get older and my parents pass on to glory, then I may consider it. But and the only reason why I would say I will consider it is because even like with my parents, they have to come back all the time for the doctor. Yeah, I can use a plastic cup. You can't use that. No, every state has a ghetto, yes, but I mean the country is just ghetto. It's very ghetto. The way they're running it right now. First of all, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there because I might get kicked off for talking about Donald Trump. I didn't even know what the heck vaping was until I got here. My cousin also works for a program, and she helps children reunite with their incarcerated parents. And she was telling me that in certain parts of New York State, they have a huge opium epidemic. So there's just right now there's just certain things that I don't want I'm not saying that my kids will never be exposed to, and I'm not saying that I want my kids to be oblivious to things that's going on in the world. Absolutely not. However, I do want my kid to be a kid. You know, I don't. There's certain things that I don't feel like kids should be exposed to right now in this day at this time in their life. Kids should be able to be kids. Kids should be able to play. They shouldn't be worried about grown people's issues. Yeah, see, I didn't even say where it was. Exactly, exactly. I definitely want to protect that. I mean, there's certain things that you just can't run away from. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're going to be exposed to certain things. We live in a world where there's different people, there's different things going on. There's good, there's evil, there's bad, whatever. But for right now, I just want my kids just to be kids. Okay, if they want to play make believe right now, let them play make believe. I'm okay with that. I'd rather them playing make believe than doing other things and getting themselves into issues and things that they don't have no business doing. I was outside the other day and I'm hearing these kids like talking and like the way they were talking. I'm just like, wow, okay, I guess we're doing that now. I remember being younger and I didn't even want to do certain things in front of adults because they were adults. I was always taught to respect adults and elders. So, girl, I would say try it. You know what I mean? You'll never know if you like something unless you try it. If you don't like it, you could just always go back. Like me being able to see my son enjoy his prom and the kids enjoying the prom and they're dancing and innocent dancing. Not when I was younger, they was all dubbing up on each other. That was not what they was doing. They had their little group, everyone was dancing, it was cool. Not like here, everybody winding up on top of each other. No. No, New York is really bad, especially like the subways. Mm-mm. Winding up on each other, dubbing up on each other. Be careful with that, man, because it's hot. No, I do not want to see my kids doing that. Yeah, that's it.
Back to this thing. Just,
Amir, come say hi.
let me know when you're. Is it okay? I don't know.
Let them be stuck in their TikTok dances.
Yo, what up, fam?
Stop screaming.
I gotta go.
Amir wants to be like his father so bad. It is getting out of hand. Let them be stuck on their TikTok dances, okay? Let them be stuck in their TikTok dances for however long they need to be stuck in their TikTok dances. Okay? Would I invest in Cologne? I did invest in Cologne. I have a store in Cologne. Really? It's actually, okay, let me give you guys, I always say this. I'm curious of what Panamanian schools are like for kids with special needs like ADHD and autism. Do they have special ed? So they don't have anything called special ed. That's not what it is. But I have a friend that has a son that is on the spectrum. And at first he was going to Amir school, and I know Amir school likes to um, project themselves like they're inclusive when they're really not really inclusive to kids like that. But she did find a school for him, and she told me that it's going really well for him. So I think with the right research, um, you can find schools, special needs schools, but it's also a private school. I mean, I want to be just like his father so bad. I just be like, okay, yes. When I was in high school, I would take the train by myself also, but I would never let my kids go on the train, bus, anything by themselves. So let me tell you what is really going to happen in Cologne. And this is my personal opinion, but usually when I say these certain things, it always comes true. I think Cologne is going to go through some serious gentrification. And I think that if you are smart, you would definitely invest in Cologne because in a couple of years, Cologne is going to be a gold mine. That is my opinion. I'm usually never wrong about things like this. Like, honestly speaking, I have a tendency, exactly, just like they did to Brooklyn. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I personally think that they don't want to fix it up because they want people to leave. And then once people leave, then they'll start fixing it up, make the prices, everything is going to go up, and it's only going to be allowed, only certain people are going to be able to live in those type of areas. What about Portobello? I think Portobello is going to stay as an area specifically for those type of people who live there. When Brooklyn, so I lived in Canarsie. Exactly. I live in Canarsie. And I slowly started to see how Canarsie started to change. Now go to Canarsie right now, it's like, what did they do? Areas like Bed-Stuy, areas like Brownsville. I mean, Brownsville is still a little rough around the edges, still a little rough around the edges, but it's getting there. Those type of areas that was very undesirable because they were known as like the crackhead era. Those areas. Let me get my charger because my computer's about to die, guys. Hold on. But hold on. No one wanted to live in those areas back in the day. And now, try to buy a brownstone right now. When nobody wants to live in brownstones, now brownstones are going for millions of dollars right now in Brooklyn. Right now, everybody wants to live there. Exactly. Even like what used to be considered Vanderveer projects, which they changed the name now to Flatbush Gardens. I drove past it the other day, and the people that were coming out of there, I'm like, yeah, this used to be Gunman Town. This is my daughter's spit, so that's basically what I think is going to happen in Cologne. Also, like, I honestly think that they're not going to do anything until most of the people are out. Then they're going to fix it up, and it's going to be then eventually only a certain type of people are going to be able to live there, and the culture is never going to be the same. Because honestly, like if you knew what Cologne looked like before it looks like what it looks like now, Cologne literally used to be what's the word called? It used to look like New Orleans, like the French Quarters. It was very beautiful. So what Cologne is now is not what it used to be. Exactly. Um, what about Costa del Este? That's one of the most desirable places. I would love to live there. The only reason why I wouldn't live there is because it was built on swamp. Do I think it's safe in Cologne now? Safe in what sense? Like to do what? Like to go to the beach or to live there? Or like to pass through? My little cousins went to Cologne and they walked around like nothing in Cologne. Listen, I think that if you just have to be always, no matter where you are, I think you always just have to be aware of your surroundings. I think that you always need to just be cautious wherever you go because literally, like wherever you go, things could happen. For God's sakes, my friend, she lives in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, and her $500 stroller was stolen from the front of her house. So I don't think it just you have to always have malicia. I think to live in and live in Cologne. I think it depends on where in Cologne you're gonna live. Like I don't think you're gonna want to live in La Feria. No, Costa del Este is. I would love to live there, but the only reason why I wouldn't live there is because it was built on top of a swamp. And so, if you know, Panama is like always raining. So eventually, if something is built on top of a swamp, it's eventually gonna. If they don't maintain it, and we don't know what's gonna happen years from now. So I wouldn't want to invest in a property there, and then it was built on a swamp, and then who knows what's gonna happen in 20 something years from now. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I've been on this live for 1 hour. You said it, not me. You said it, not me. And let me tell you, buying property over there is not cheap. That area is not cheap. She is sleeping. Okay, another thing that I want to say, we were supposed to be talking about childcare. We end up talking about something else, whatever random shit chat. It's like always. But thank you. If you're gonna buy property, like if you are not sure that you are going to live in Panama for sure, or when you pass on to the glory, you know, to the Most High, if you have kids, because I see a lot of people, like elder people, like they're buying houses in Panama, and their kids, they have kids, but their kids is never gonna come to Panama. So if your kids are never gonna come to Panama, what's gonna happen with the house? So you also want to keep that in mind. Like, would it make sense for you to buy a property or rent? Are you gonna buy a property to rent out? Are you buying a property for um, an investment property? Or are you buying a property for yourself just to have? You really should take that into consideration, especially those who have children and you're like elderly. You got to take into consideration that if I buy this house and God forbid something happens to me, what are my kids going to do with the house? The person is not lying to you. That person is not lying to you. You know what? I did not even want to, Deborah, I did not even want to touch that topic. I didn't want to touch that topic. You know, I wanted to keep it because you know they're always going to come for me and make it seem like I'm a troublemaker. And I'm not trying to be a troublemaker. So that's why I didn't want to. I'm just like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. The queen has risen. No, I don't want to say nothing because I'm always getting in trouble. Somebody is always cursing me out on Instagram, on YouTube. Thank you. Your brother did it, Gia. Your brother did it. He did not close the bottle properly. Again. Can y'all believe this is all breast milk? Thank God I have tough skin, so I don't really care because I'm always gonna be the truth teller. You know, they didn't like Jesus Christ, right? But it is what it is. So yeah, so that's another thing. Like when it comes to buying property, you really want to be careful and really think about it. Like, okay, if I buy this property, especially if I'm an elderly person, if something happens to me, what's going to become of the property? Because guess what? If you have a property and no one comes to claim your property, people will move into that property after a while. And if they don't claim it, if you no one claims that property, people can take over your property. And then when someone else try to come and claim it, it's going to be hell and hot water to try to get it. Exactly. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a story about somebody that I know. Everything that I tell you, I speak from either experience or something that someone else that I know that they went through. So, I have a friend who her father owned a property in Cologne, and so they moved from Cologne and they moved to the city, right? They hadn't been back to the property in years. So then finally, I don't know what happened. They decided to go back to go claim the property. And someone was living in the property. They had to get lawyers, and this has been like a 2-3 year battle. They're fighting to get these people out of the home because the people are saying that it's their house. So when it comes to stuff like that, you really want to be cautious about purchasing property. Who's gonna who you gonna leave the property to? Are they gonna come back? Are they gonna come to Panama and claim it? Are they gonna come back to Panama and take care of it? You know, you want to be very careful. Can y'all believe that she's drinking breast milk? This is all breast milk. No formula. No shade to anybody else that, they give the baby formula, but this isn't formula. No, we were talking about childcare earlier. But if you have a specific question, I could just answer open. But we definitely already spoke to childcare. We spoke about childcare earlier, like in the beginning of the live. We are already right now 1 hour and 11 minutes in the live. I have about 15 minutes left, right, mamas? Because I've been neglecting my kids. So I got 15 minutes left, guys. So Delta Blue, if you have a specific question. Oh, okay. Amir was just here. Amir thinks he's hilarious, I would say. I'm definitely gonna do more workout videos when I go back to New York. I'm just waiting for my passport. I came here to get my passport, and that in itself, I'm still waiting. But I'm definitely gonna do more workout videos. I love working out. If there's someone in here that really wants to know about childcare, I'm gonna actually save this live so you can watch it. Because I think in the first 30 minutes we spoke about childcare, and then we moved on to other random things. Oh my God, that trainer is crazy, but he was awesome. I'm definitely going back to work out because I feel very out of shape, especially in my stomach area. It's stressful to look at. In 1 month, my body was snapped. So I'm gonna actually go back to him. Guys, she just drank 8 ounces of milk, right? When she finished, you're gonna hear her crying because there's no more milk. But I'm not gonna give her any more because then she's gonna throw up from overfeeding. So don't be alarmed if you hear her cry. Like clockwork. Um, when I go back, I really have a lot of things that I have planned. But I also don't want this to be a channel all about moving about Panama. Like literally, I don't want it to be about everything about moving to Panama. It's only but so much that we could talk about moving to Panama. I want to do other things. Do I want any more kids? No, absolutely not. All right. Well, guys, this live was super fun. Hopefully next time I won't take forever to get on the live again, because I will already know how it works and how to get it situated. But this is just the second live. The next live is actually going to be on, let me tell you, get the calendar. It's gonna be the 17th, guys. We're gonna do another live on the 17th. I'm probably still gonna have Gigi in my lap. She's probably still gonna be crying, and I'm still gonna be with vomit all over me. So, you know, just get used to this, okay? I can't come on here looking pretty, especially not with a 4-month-old baby. But that's why I love you guys, because what is going on with this? That's why I love you guys, because you guys don't judge me. She's my little pocketbook. You guys do not judge me at all, and that's why I love you guys. You guys, especially those of you who send donations. You guys, like, what? Who in the world? Okay, focus, camera, focus. I would have never thought that people would actually send donations on Instagram. I mean, why am I saying Instagram? On YouTube. All right, guys. So on the 17th, we'll be back with another live. I am going to actually put some in the community tab. In the community tab, I'm gonna put up some questions, and then we'll basically use the community tab to guide us for the next live, right? So make sure you guys pay attention to the community tab. Gigi, say bye, mama. Okay, focus, camera. Okay, focus. Say bye, mommy. Drilling off. Oh, guys, I just put up a video uploaded today on my channel. So make sure you check it out. I've been uploading videos left and right lately. Okay, I said I'm gonna be consistent. So make sure you check out my videos. There was a video that uploaded today. Sunday is Gigi's baby dedication. She'll be dedicated to the good Lord. Yes, okay? Because we need more God in our lives. So I'll be dedicating my baby to the Lord. So you guys stay tuned for that vlog about her baby dedication, which I want to share with you guys also. And I will see you guys on the 17th back on live. My girl is say bye-bye, baby. Say bye-bye, mama. Yes! Say yes! Say bye, mama! Say bye, mama! Say bye, mommy! There you go. You got a sound, guys. You guys got the sound. All right. Good night, guys. Be safe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.